Right. One, the Pixinsight, it's a program dedicated astrophotography program. It is advanced, so most people probably not use it. But if you want to use it, here we go. Just open it up there. All I do is I shoot narrowband, and then what I found is with the S3, it's a lot of time spent getting S3 for not enough data, I think. So basically, I shoot HA and Oxy, and I create basically a dual color, but I convert it into 3 colors. We'll show you how. I use a program called APT to gather the data, and that dumps all the information in the top desktop under CCD1. The first thing to do is actually, I use a program called Blink, and it's in processes, all processes. All these are processes, what you can use, and each one, there's loads of different settings. And I use about 5% of them, if that. So we'll fire Blink up. What Blink does, it allows you to go through all the pictures before you start processing. I'm going to upload them from sorted because they are not in my desktop. So we'll load all the pictures up and open them there. If you give that a minute, that'll start loading them in. Take about a minute or so. And what that does, it allows you to get rid of all the nasty ones or the funny ones or whatever ones you don't want in. Yeah. Wait a little while that's loading up.
Guys,
Right.
sorry to interrupt, but I'm really struggling to see this. It is going on to YouTube, isn't it?
It will
It's
be.
recording, yeah.
But try. Can you not try your laptop again?
Yeah.
We've tried all sorts. We could try.
Yeah, I've tried the using the Zoom app on the PC, and also I've tried using the website, and it's just not accepting the password.
Right.
Right.
But yes, it will be on. It will be on.
Right. Well, I'm going to sign off because I can't see it, and I'm going to watch it on YouTube when it goes up.
All right, thank you, guys.
Take care, Sarah.
Very much.
I'll
Okay, Sarah.
load them all into Blink.
Question for David, please.
Sorry?
Question for Dave.
Yeah.
When you said sort out all the nasty ones,
Yeah, if you got
is
one.
that a visual check you make?
Yeah, it's a visual check. It's a called Blink visual check. So you load them in, highlight the first one, then use your arrow keys. I don't know if you can see them moving.
Yes.
There's nothing in there what I didn't get rid of, but never mind. And you just zoom through. If you come to some really dull ones, like them ones, what you can do, if you double click, find a HA one. If you double click that, it'll set them all to that level so you can actually see them clearer. So basically, I would set that, go through the Blink, get rid of all the nasty ones. You can zoom in at your stars. I've not got wonky stars here, but basically it's for sorting them all out. Once you've sorted them all out, you can get rid of the highlighted ones will get rid of by that button, close selected image. Once you've sorted them all out, I'll get a shot of that. Right, once you've sorted them all out, you would highlight them all, top, bottom, shift and do it. Then send them all to a folder. Now, I've always create a couple of folders, one called sorted and one called stat, and I send them to the sorted folder. So I know where they're at. So I'll not send them there, but that's how you go through them to send them to the folder. Once they are sent to the folder, you can start stacking. Now, I use one into scripts called batch processing down to batch pre-processing. Now, this will open batch pre-processing up. Lights, flats, darks, bias. So we'll start off with the lights. Since I'm using narrowband, obviously you've got to match your narrowband flats up as well. But we'll put the lights in first. So add custom, add file, HAs, find where your HA ends, shift connect, shift connect. That's all your HAs in, but you've got to tell it that it's a light frame. And can you see where my key is? It's a HA, it's a HA sub.
Yeah.
You've got to tell it it's a HA sub. And then OK. Then add custom again, add file. Now you would add your oxy in. Where's the oxy end? Right about there. Add your oxy in again, tell it it's a light frame. And you've got to put the filter name in, what they are as well. So now we've got all your lights in. Go to flats, again add custom, add file. I've got a library somewhere of darks and flats. Here we're gone. Flats, that's that one there. Here, chair flats. Add your flats in. You've got to tell it it's a flat, and then tell it it's a chair flat. Again, you would put your. Oh, right, I'll just do it. Add file. Load me oxy flat. Open up. Tell it it's a flat, and then tell it it's a O3. The reason you're doing that, so the flats can correspond with the lights. Because if you don't have the prefixes, they won't know what to do. Darks, add custom, add file. Find your darks.
Gesundheit.
Thank you. Darks. This time you would just tell it it's a dark frame. You don't need any filter because your darks do the lot. That's okay. And if you want to add your bias, again, click on bias, add things, add files. Click on bias. Again, one here you want. Tell it it's a bias. Okay, so now you've got more, you've got your lights with the prefixes, here with the prefixes, the flats with prefixes, darks and bias. Once you've done that, you've got to tell it a photograph to reference, like a reference image, what it stacks to. So you'll go back into your thing, sorted, I'll just pick that one there. So it'll reference, it'll stack them all to that image. And then you tell it the output directory, and I tell it to put them in the stacked. Now, then you'd click run, but I'm not going to do that because if you try and stop it, when it'll stop any other process, but it won't stop the stacking. It'll just tell you no. You would just press run, and then you go make yourself a cup of coffee, and you'd come back, and then your finished images will be in your screen. So how you get them out, you go into file, open a copy. Right, they'll be in the stacked. That's where you tell them to go. Open your stack, it'll have the calibrated ones, red chested, logs, and master. That's something else I've put in. I'll create a finished one to store them in once they're done. So you open your master, you've got your bias, dark, HA flat, oxy flat, light filter. You want that one and that one. And then you'd open. And I'm that nervous, I can't click the mouse properly. Right, what it's opened up is rejection for the high rejection, get shot of that. Low rejection, get shot of that. There's your the O3, HA rejection high, HA rejection low. So you're now left with your two subs. First thing I do, I've always have, just click on it, identify. You don't have to do this, but I just do. Rename it O3, and this one here, rename it HA. Right, there we go. Don't need oxy at the moment. Right, HA. Basically just go and add, this is all I do, go into histogram, give it a stretch until it just starts to, hang on, no I don't. Go into histogram, open a live view. Give it a stretch, and just start to see it come through. Apply that. And then that's applied it again to the picture. You applied it, I'll apply it again. That's nice and bright. I'll apply it again. So, right, there we go. That's that one.
Dave, can I stop you there?
Yeah.
You know, when you apply it,
Yeah.
does that mean that it's getting lighter every time?
Yes, it's putting the same stretch on the photograph that you've just applied it to.
Right.
So as soon as you click it, the live view will come up with another stretch on according to the Instagram.
Right.
So anyway, that's what we've got there. It's nice and bright, but what it is, it's got lots of noise in. So I've renamed these, so I know what they are. HA Smooth is actually called TGV denoise. So click it on Luminous, Permanence, basically drag and drop. That'll take 1 minute. We'll talk amongst yourselves. And I will film that again and I'll show you why.
Dave, do you not do cosmic correction before you do the stacking? It gets rid of that noise before you stack. You
No, is that, who's that speaking?
Project.
Paul. Oh, hi, Paul. No, this is just the way I've done it. And like I say, I don't do anything with the stars.
If you're stacking noise. You get rid of the noise before you stack. You're not going to get as much noise in the stacked image.
Yeah, but we'll get this smooth with zero noise whatsoever. Don't worry about that, Paul. There's loads of ways. This program's so involved. There is loads and loads of ways of doing it. This is the way I do it. Basically, I've learned just watching YouTube channels, and it works for me. Because there's so many different ways of doing it. This is just the way I've done it.
Just me suggesting, because if you're getting rid of hot pixels and cold pixels, it really benefits the stacked image.
Right, that's nearly done. Nearly done.
Can I also ask, when you were doing your darks and your flats, I noticed you had master darks and master flats. Do you use
yes.
them, or do you have to do it every time?
I'm not sure about that because I've always just stacked them in. They're master darks. If you notice, the prescription on them there were off Deep Sky Stacker. So I tried stacking them in Deep Sky Stacker as well, and just stored them in there. But anyway, where the images, you can see that's nice and basically smooth. You've got next to no noise. But if you go along to where the darkness is, we've got all that noise around there. So basically do it again and I'll get shot of that. That'll take another minute to do. And that'll leave us with a completely flat HA image. Nice and bright, plenty of detail, completely flat. And I'm zoomed in and you'll see all the stars like the pixelated and not very straight. That's unfortunately the way I captured them. So that'll take another 30 seconds. Oh, nice.
Dave, quick question. This software costs, it's John here, it costs quite a bit of money, this software, doesn't it?
It is.
Can you get it anywhere else cheaper?
Not what I'm aware of.
Right.
Most of the noise out of there, so how it was in the first place was like that, now it's like that. So we've got a completely flat image. So that there is all we do with the HA. Stick them to one side. O3, again, histogram, live view. This time, we're getting rid of the noise in a different way, but you need to give it a stretch so you can see it. So it's just coming out. That's too bright. Reset it. Right, it's just starting to come through there. I think that'll do. Apply that. Right, didn't reapply again. So that's what we're working on there. Now what we want to do is create a mask. So when we stretch it, you're only stretching the highlights. So nebula mask, live view, will come up all white, and basically range selection all the way down until you've got your bits. That'll do. This is just rough. You can faff on as much as you want, but that'll do. Second one down is the fuzziness. Just gives it a little fuzzy in. Third one down is the smoothness, and what that'll do hopefully, it'll get rid of all the bloody, they want it too fuzzy, but it'll get rid of most of the nasty stars, and apply that. Alright, so that's the mask. Get rid of the live view. Then we'll apply the mask just by drag and dropping side to side, and there's the mask. Just closing down. Right, we're going to stretch the bejeebers out of this, so into curves. When you open curves, open the live view. Right, we want this stretched so it goes like luminous. That should do. I might give it one more. Reset it, open the live view. Right, he's just gone luminous there. Right. Now you've got that stretch on, you can get rid of your mask. Remove mask, just get rid of that off the desktop, you don't need it. Yes, remove the mask. This is what we're working on there now. Now we're going to Pixelmath. Pixelmath, get rid of the RGB, and we're using expression editor. It'll come up your three colors. Red. In your red, we're going to apply the here. In the blue, we'll apply the oxy, and in the green, we'll apply both of them. So it's here times 0.5 close brackets plus oxy times 0.5 close brackets. The 0.5 is the blue hues of colour, I believe. That's what we're seeing on the channel if you look into it. So you'll apply that. Then destination, create new image, set target image as a RGB colour, and apply it. Now this will come up a gaudy, horrible thing, but that's what we're after. So now with this, you can see there is shitloads of whatever, but this picture here is just for colour. We're not bothered about detail, so convolution applied. All these settings are just Pixinsight pre-programmed settings. So I've never bothered changing them to work. You can go in and change them if you want.
So convolution has just blurred it.
Yeah, just blurred it, but what it's also done is took most of the noise out.
Yeah.
It's basically just blurred all pixels together. So
Blurred the noise out, yeah.
Yeah, so you can't see anything. Once he's like that, we'll give it another stretch. Make sure he's in RGB. Open the live view. Give it another, oh, that'll do there. Just a nice gaudy stretch. That's applied. Next, we've got to overlay the H here, which is a very easy job. Just get rid of RGB. We're using H here as the luminous mask, so H here, OK. So the luminous H here, drag and drop. And that'll overlay it with H here over the top of it. That'll get some detail back out, and it'll change the colour slightly. And then we'll have to change the get rid of the background. See what there is that there. You can see there's some nice colours coming through, and it is pretty smooth. Next thing what we'll do, we'll apply it, get rid of the background, target image correction, subtraction, and go.
The benefit of watching this live is when you can see a screen coming those different colours. Normally you would panic and think, oh, and you'll try to adjust that one screen.
So that's the
You would in Facebook. Not in Facebook, in Photoshop.
That's the background once took out. Didn't need that anymore. Shift it to one side. That's the original image what we're starting with. We didn't need that anymore. Shift that to one side. So this is the thing what we've got. What I like to do now is turn it around 180 degrees so everyone knows what they're looking at. That's where you see it in the pictures. Now what I'll do, just give it a crop, because I've got some awkward looking stars here. Tiny bit at the bottom. I found it easier just to crop the bad stuff out than it is to try and process it. Bear in mind, I'm just learning this. So you do that, apply. I've got that crop. Right, histogram. Apply this picture into the curve. So it's image 08 ABE. Image 08 ABE. Apply that. Put a live on and bring your. And I've got blue stars. Never mind. This is going to be finished with blue stars. I think we'll apply that again. There we go. Right, so that is your nearly finished. We'll do a couple more things into curves. What I've learned with the curves is do it in each individual colour. So you apply your red, live view, put that on there because it makes it sharp as anything. And instead of bending all your curves at one time, lock your curve bar off. Lock your curve bar off and then just apply it up. And you see the outside changing and all that?
Mm-hmm.
But you just, little bits. That's all, you're just very tiny. Whichever way you wanted to go, I'll just keep them where it was. Sometimes you've got to give it a good yard to see where. As you can see, it's just altering. It's not altering the whole image. Now it is done. There we go. It's just altering little bits at a time, and that's not doing anything else. So we'll just make that smooth. Apply that. Go into your green. Get shot that. Go into your green channel. Live view again. Make it nice. Lock it all off. And you do this with basically all the channels. And this is a personal preference how you like it. So it's just. I'm not going to spend hours doing this. Just straighten out a bit. Straighten the cork, not too much. You can see the on the head there, the fish head. Straighten it up there, and there. Apply that.
Dave, can I ask, what format is this image? Is it a TIFF or a...
This is Pixinsight's own, it's an EXIF, whatever that means.
Until you export it as something else.
Oh yeah, oh you can export, I'll show you that you export it to anything you want. There's millions of things in it. Now we're on the blue channel. Again, lock them off. Because if you just bend the curve up, it all changes all together. So basically you just want to work on little bits at a time. Again, the background.
Dave, are you working off the bubble palette, or are you just?
No, this is just Oxy and HA and Oxy. It's
All right.
It's a dual. It's just a dual color. Like I say, I used to work on bubble palette, but the amount of time we spent on getting the S2 just not worth it. We'll get shot of that then into Luminous. You can do RGB if you want. I just go straight to Luminous. Again, lock them all off. But if you don't lock them off, if you move that, you're altering everything at a time. This way, you can just do little bits at a time.
So it's easier.
Yeah.
You know, Dave.
Yeah.
You know when you lock off.
Yeah.
Can you highlight anywhere on the picture to see whereabouts on the graph you want to tweak it?
No, what I do, I just go like that and you can see it.
Uh-huh.
I just lock it off and then give it a. That's too much. Pull it down a bit.
Presumably you can, I mean, I'm only talking from a Photoshop point of view, you can normally use a control function to measure the value in any point on the image. Presumably you can do
there will be settings in it to do that, but like I say, I'm using about like 5% of Pixinsight's potential, and I'm quite happy with it. So, all sorts in. So now I'm just doing saturation, get some colours coming through. I'll check them out. That's not doing a lot that side. Try this one. Actually, yeah, that's pulling it outside a bit. And that'll do for that there. Right, once I've done that, excuse the blue stars, it all depends on that stretch with the curves, how far you do, you'll get different coloured stars. But you'll see this image, it's completely, like, more or less flat. And you obviously...
Oh, very good.
You can see it's all flat there, but another couple of things is what you can do is... a deconvolution. What I will do is, again, factory settings, drop on it. You won't notice much when it's the whole picture you're looking at, but if you zoom in on a target and you're cropping things out, it makes a big difference. What it does, it shortens it up. If your stars aren't perfect, it naturally stars up a bit, but that's a different thing, working on your stars, which I don't. I'll just take them as they are. And I'll go through 10 iterations.
What do you reckon is the average processing time that if you take an image, you know, a set of individual images that you then stack and process, how long do you reckon you spend per image?
Oh, the first one I'll wrap off in about 20 minutes. And then I'll go back and start to spend the time on it and just giving it different stretches and just playing with it.
I think the key with all of these software is knowing when to stop.
Yeah, it is, yes, yeah. Let me let you see that picture there will be overexposed, sorry, be overstretched now, so I'm just showing you what it's capable of doing. Like, so any stretch, what you do is personal preference. Right, that's done there. Again, we'll back it off, we'll back it, and there's basically no difference here. If you zoom in, down to the head, back it off. You see that? There's a very slight fuzziness, back up slightly shorter. Again, what we can do as well, I'll load this pot, do the whole, that's what happens in the deconvolution. When there's no data in your background. Don't be worried about that. Script, utilities, dark structure enhance, click OK.
By that, do you mean there was some noise introduced in the blackened bits?
No, I've noticed if you, it's on the deconvolution on black areas, if there's no data in it, it's a bit skew with a deconvolution.
Mm-hmm.
You play around with the stretches before you do that, and sometimes it comes up brilliant, sometimes you're like, ugh, I didn't like that. Like I say, it's just a complete learning curve for me as well. So, but when you zoom out, you can't see it anywhere.
So that looks, normally when you see that, it looks red. So have you, when somebody mentioned the Hubble palette before, have you applied the HA data to the blue channel rather than the red channel?
No, I put the, no, the HA is on the red channel.
Oh, right, so I wonder why.
HA is on the red, Oxy's on the blue, and HA and Oxy to the green.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that dark structure enhance, if I back it off,
mm-hmm.
and I'll flick it forward again, see the difference?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just highlights it up a bit.
The contrast is better, isn't it?
And basically, I'll say that's the winner. Some people might, but stop it. That's the winner to me.
So what would you save that back as now?
Right, now, what I would do, once you've got there like that, then you can spend hours on processing it. Save it, file, save as, right now. Open that and you've got all these, XPM, XF, XPM, in TIFFs, when you save it as a TIFF, it gives you the option of what bit you want to save it at. You've got pings right up with JPEGs. And you just click on JPEG, name it whatever you want, and then click save. And that's it. Or save it as a TIFF, or name it what you want and click save. And it's, and that's it, and that's how you save it.
What I mean, I'm a bit sort of anal about this because I still print out a lot of images, admittedly mainly lunar and planetary. But a lot of the programs I use by default go to 72 DPI, which is screen resolution. And yet, particularly if you're going to send an image to a magazine for printing, they really want it at 300 DPI.
Well, that's what I put it. I set it as a 16-bit TIFF.
Yeah.
Right.
Like you say, if you to save
They
this,
give you an option to change the resolution.
oh yes, yeah, sure, right. We'll save it as a TIFF.
Save it as a TIFF.
Save it as a TIFF, and go save it. Then it comes up what you
Ah,
want
right.
to save it as.
Oh, well, that's a 32-bit image, but we're more talking about dots per inch.
Oh, the idea.
If you saved it as a TIFF, you could then go into Photoshop and
change it again, yeah.
That's the idea, but you save it with whatever.
I'm surprised you can't sort of change the resolution under image or something like that.
You probably will be. I mean, Paul will probably tell you more about that than me, but like you say, because like I said, I'm only using about 5% of the program's capability. So.
Give it a 16-bit TIFF and go into Photoshop and change it for your DP.
Yeah, that would be the, as long as you've got Photoshop, of course.
As well, yeah. I'm sure you should be able to set the resolution of the image in this program.
Yeah, somewhere.
presumably under image, under the menu option.
Yeah, it's probably under image at the top, yeah.
But I mean,
along the top line there.
Like I say, I'm getting from that and that, I'm getting.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the bottom line, Dave. You get an excellent results. I mean, we can all see that. So.
Like I say, I've tried capturing with a S2 as well, and the amount of time and effort you put in with the S2, yes, there's targets out there what are needed, but I just don't bother. I spend all that time getting HA naughty. So.
How long did it take you to learn all of Dave?
Not long, because what I did is watch the YouTube channel, write all the moves down, and then try it. And it seems anything. Once you've done it once,
yeah.
Just
I know certainly with some techniques on the Photoshop as well. I've done the same with the YouTube video, where you keep pausing it, do what they did, play it on a bit, do what they did. And that's how you learn.
Or you can write it down as DFCs and just follow the list.
Well, yeah.
The trouble with Pixinsight, there's so many ways and so many tools you can do different things.
Yeah, I'd Paul, there's so many ways and so many tools to do the same thing as well.
Exactly. Yeah, I could get that image that Dave's just done, but I would use different tools.
Yeah.
That's the problem with Pixinsight. It's too advanced.
It's really.
Good, Dave. Very good.
Yeah. I mean, what you could do, you could really put like LRGB combined, get rid of your luminous.
If you do RGB stars, you can get coloured stars with your nebula.
Oxy. We'll see what happens. Ooh, try that one. So this is HOO. I mean, I didn't have to have a part or not, but there's all sorts of ways of doing it.
There's that many different tools, isn't there?
Yes. And there's that many different background settings. I mean, I don't even care with background settings. They have to come out like absolutely yuck. You know what I mean? It's just.
But that's what it looks like.
Yeah,
it'll be good to start us.
HA to red, Oxy to blue and green.
Yeah.
In that way. But like I say, it's there's that many ways of doing it. So, and that's it. That's
very good, Dave.
Brilliant, Dave. Thank you.
Yeah, brilliant.
Thank you, Dave.